Okay, so this is Jennifer's Body. I've never seen this movie before until now. And honestly, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I kind of like this one. It's got some dumb things about it, and not everything works, but the things that work really do work, and they're funny. Um, yeah, and I enjoyed this because all I've had heard about this was that it's just awful, and that it's so dumb and weird or something. But that's what's good about it. I like that it's really weird and the dialogue's so bad. It's like laughably bad in some elements, but it's also trying to be that sort of schlocky horror movie. So I wonder how much of it is genuine dialogue and how much of it is them trying to be so super silly. Um, I also have to look up the IMDb's and Rotten Tomatoes. Let's look up the Rotten Tomatoes first. We got it here. Um, Jennifer's Body. I was like, what am I even typing in here? Jennifer's Body. 2009. Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried are the main characters. And if people don't know the plot, I'll lay it down. The basic plot is Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried go to a bar for a show, a rock and roll concert at a bar. It's like a emo band called Low Shoulders playing. The bar sets on fire. The band escapes, so does Amanda Seyfried and Megan Fox. The band takes Megan Fox away against what Amanda Seyfried wants. Amanda Seyfried just wants to leave. But these guys are clearly bad news, but Megan Fox doesn't see it because she's into the lead singer, so they take her to the van, and then they end up sacrificing her. It's the classic do a deal with the devil so they can become successful, so they're sacrificing Megan Fox because they think she's a virgin, because that's part of the ceremony, that the sacrifice has to be a virgin for it to work exactly correct. But they kill her because they think she's a virgin and they want their band to get big. So they kill her, but it turns out she's not a virgin, so it kind of still works. They get famous still. But the side catch is that Megan Fox becomes a monster. She becomes a demon, and she starts eating people. That's the basic plot of the movie. Megan Fox is a demon that eats boys. 46% on Rotten Tomatoes for the critic score and 35 for the audience. I think that's a little harsh. I think I actually not quite liked it, but I liked it. It was kind of, I couldn't help but laugh at a lot of the dumb shit in it. Jennifer's Body features occasionally clever dialogue, I guess. I think the dialogue is super goofy. But its horror comedy premise ultimately fails to be consistently funny or scary enough to satisfy. I don't know about that. I like this a lot more than I thought it would. I went in with low expectations. Maybe that was part of it, that I liked it more than I thought I would. But let's read some of the reviews. It's not just a feminist thumbs down, it's like a movie thumbs down, is the top critic called Kirsten Johnson. Bitch Media is the source from that. Chris Stuckman, top critic. This is another top critic, but he liked it. What I love about this movie is, surprisingly, that Megan Fox is excellent. That's sort of a dig. It's like, surprisingly, she wasn't a piece of shit. That's basically what he's saying there. But let's look up Jennifer's Body on IMDb and see what it got there. It's probably more accurate to how I feel. 5.4. I would even give it higher than that a little bit. But again, I rate things a little bit differently than a lot of people. I have to really hate something to get below 5. Because to me, it's like if you fail the test, you're below 5. That's how I feel about it. And it's hard to make any movie, really. Even bad movies, it's hard to make. But yeah, Megan Fox is Jennifer. Obviously, Amanda Seyfried plays a character called Needy, short for Anita. And Adam Brody is the lead singer of Low Shoulder. Johnny Simmons plays Amanda Seyfried's boyfriend, Chip. Let's look at, is there anybody else in the cast that I'm... Oh yeah, Amy Sedaris plays the mom of Amanda Seyfried. That was one I was like, oh yeah, I recognize her. Oh yeah, and J.K. Simmons. That's the guy he's the teacher in this. Mr. Rablowski. I would not have known that if it weren't for IMDb. But J.K. Simmons, he's in so much shit. He's so good. Such a good actor. Um, but yeah, let's look down at the box office information. I think this did okay. Yeah, like at least made its money back. $16 million budget, and the gross worldwide $31 million. So not amazing, but not terrible. It did the job. It got the money back, and then some. So that's that. Let's get into my notes, because I got some. Let's see here. Jennifer's Body Notes. Fall Out Boy poster is my first note, because right away you get this sort of aesthetic they're going through. 2009 emo boy aesthetic. And she's got a Fall Out Boy, so it sets her up that she likes that kind of music, which is the same genre that Low Shoulder is, the band that's in this movie. Chester slang threw me off. I didn't know what Chester meant, and I'm going to look it up again right now because I forget. I looked it up when I was watching the movie, but I forget now. But yeah, it's funny that she had a Fall Out Boy poster in her room. Let's look up Chester slang, because it means a few different things. Slang meaning. Oh yeah, it's like a blonde, good-looking man who's socially awkward and good at math, but also a dick. That's a very specific kind of person. But yeah, someone said something about Chester's. Amanda Seyfried, they show at the beginning that she has been committed into a mental hospital, but she gets all of this fan mail, and you find out later at the end of the movie. I don't know if I'm going to ruin the end of the movie yet, but we see at the beginning that she's in the mental hospital, and she's saying the only people that send me shit are Chesters. I think that's why. And Chester's and some other group of people, I forget, but I was like, what the fuck is Chester? And apparently it's a typically blonde guy who's socially awkward, good at maths, but also a little bit of a dick. And Chester is a virgin. Okay. So I didn't know that. But so let's go look at more of these notes here. I recommend that you shut the fuck up. That's just some of the dialogue that I thought was hilarious. Because I forget what the other line was, but it was something like, I suggest you do this. And they're like, I suggest you shut the fuck up. It's just kind of dumb, but made me laugh. And the delivery, too, was good. But wearing glasses makes you a dork trope. In so many movies, they do this. Where they have a beautiful woman like Amanda Seyfried, but they put glasses on her, and then she's the dorky, not as attractive one. You know, and it's like, come on. It's Amanda Seyfried. She's gorgeous. But it's a trope. It is what it is. It's in so many movies, like I said. Person being mean to Amanda for waving to Megan calls her lesbian gay. There's a lot of things that just haven't aged well in this movie. That's one of my notes, I think, too. But, yeah, there's Amanda Seyfried's friends with Megan Fox, so she's waving to her at a sports game. And then someone beside her just like, whoa, lesbian gay much or something like that? It's like, okay, calm down. She's waving to her friend. Why is that not okay? Why you have to be so mean? MySpace reference, that's where they find the band. On MySpace, that's how Megan Fox knows about Low Shoulder, the band, in the movie. Because of MySpace. I just thought that was funny, because old things. Oh yeah, and this one was crazy. I thought this was insane. That Megan Fox is talking to Amanda Seyfried, and she's like, okay, yeah, we'll have the car, because my mom's having her boyfriend from the ham store over. The ham store. Not the deli, not the butcher shop, but a specifically selling only ham store. I was like, what the fuck? I rewound it 3 times, because I was like, is that really what she's saying? That is what she's saying. It's also what the subtitle said. So I was like, what the fuck? The ham store? But it was hilarious. So, yeah, I rewound it so many times. But it's like, Yeah, not a deli, not a butcher, but the ham store. I just thought that was really funny. Um, but yeah, I was confused at what Chip's role is at first. Chip is Amanda Seyfried's boyfriend, but the beginning they're talking like they're just sort of either friends or I thought maybe he was her brother at first. Just the way they were acting is super awkward. Because she's talking about like, oh, Jennifer only likes certain types of boys, assuming that he'd be into Jennifer. But if he's your boyfriend, why even talking about that to him? You know, it's a little weird to me. But the Jello dialogue this is just another note where a certain part of dialogue made me laugh really hard. They're going to this show, just Jennifer and Amanda Seyfried, and Chip is talking with them outside the house before they go. And I forget what he's saying. He's talking shit about the bar, I think, that they're going to. And Amanda Seyfried's like, Jennifer's like, you're so jello. You're just jello that you're not going. And she keeps saying jello instead of jealous. And it's silly, but I kind of liked that, honestly. It was kind of funny. Some things haven't aged well. There's a few things. I like Jennifer's body. Me too. Primordial Sounds. I'm saying that I've never seen it before. I'm thinking it's kind of underrated. I actually quite liked it. Let's give you a shout out. I went in with low expectations, and it sort of exceeded. It has some problems, but I definitely liked it. How are you doing, my friend? What are you up to? Welcome to the party. This is the last movie review, and then we'll rate out. But in the meantime, I got some notes on this movie. I got quite a few, actually. Yeah, just some things haven't aged well. It's from 2009, so obviously that's gonna happen. I dig Megan Fox, though, so went in with a buy. I mean, yeah, obviously she's hot. There's no denying that. Thank you. You're welcome, of course. Yeah, just some of the things, specifically like the homophobic remarks and they say the word retard, that kind of thing. It just hasn't aged well, but it's 2009. It is what it is. Young Chris Pratt is in this for one scene. Chris Pratt, yeah, it is what it is. It's 2009. Things happen. I think we can look past that and enjoy the rest of the movie, you know? Yeah, Chris, it's fair that you didn't notice him because he's in one scene at the beginning, and maybe you didn't know. Maybe Chris Pratt, well, he wasn't huge when this came out because this was the same year that he debuted on Parks and Rec. So I wonder which came first, if Parks and Rec or this came first. He doesn't even get eaten. It would have made sense if he got eaten, or at least they don't show it. He's just in the bar scene, and he's hitting on Megan Fox. It's established that he has banged Megan Fox. That's basically the role, to show that she's not a virgin, and that's why the ritual goes awry later on when the band is trying to sacrifice her. But yeah, Chris Pratt is in this for a second. So that's just my note there. It's just kind of like, whoa, hello, Chris Pratt. Oh yeah, and I guess they're underage, but they're still allowed to go in the bar. Laws are different everywhere, so that makes enough sense. But the question is asked, how are we going to get a drink? Because she said she's going to buy a drink for the lead singer. And she says, oh, I'll just play Hello Titty with the bartender. I thought that was funny. A funny line, Hello Titty. I couldn't help but like that. Lead singer spits the gum out as he's singing. I get that he's like supposed to be a dick and an asshole character, but I feel like a lot of bars would be like, fuck off. Don't spit your gum in the middle of the bar. Like, do it before you start playing. I don't know. That's just me being like, that's a little rude, you know? But, I mean, he is an asshole, so it's sort of understandable. Don't spit your gum out in bars. It's not polite. What else we got? What are you gonna do? Oh, look from Oh yeah, the "what are you gonna do" look from the singer. Okay, so that's what I was like. What do I mean by this? And the note, but the part where the singer is taking away Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried's like, "No, don't go," and he's just sort of like does one of those looks like, "What are you gonna do?" And I couldn't help but kind of like that. It was so goofy, but funny to me. Um, the dialogue, cheese and fries. Amanda Seyfried says cheese and fries at one point when she's like scared. She's like cheese and fries or something like that. It's so silly. Boys will be boys. Yeah, exactly. It's like, what are you gonna do? We're taking your best friend and we're gonna go kill her. Deal with it. Well. But anyways, freak-tarded. I couldn't help but think this was funny. Because the freak-tarded is just crazy. It's a interesting choice of word combination. Never mind the human sacrifice. Well, yeah, just taking away Amanda Seyfried. Well, you have really done your homework. Well, I just watched the movie and I just took notes. Whenever I thought of something, I just quickly jot it down on my broken phone that still sort of works. It's cracked. I don't know if you can tell, but I have a new phone now. The phone that is broadcasting this currently. But yeah, I do more than I used to. I really try to write so I don't forget. I was also because sometimes I would have something to say and I forget. I didn't always take notes like this. This is actually relatively new. But yeah, I did my homework this time. Freak-tarded was the last note. The teacher would have said more to Jennifer, saying boring when he was talking about the tragedy. Okay, yeah, because the teacher, J.K. Simmons, is talking about all these people dying, and it's sad, of course. And then Jennifer is like, boring, and he's just like, he just doesn't say anything. He just like brushes it off. It's like more would have happened, you know. She's clearly being very rude about the tragedy. The teacher would have been more mad. But would Colin really just enter a house through a broken wall? So Colin is one of the boys that Jennifer lures into getting eaten, and she's like, come to this house. And it's like a clearly under construction house. And I don't know, right away I would be like, red flags, I don't want to go in here. What the fuck is up? But he just goes in and it's fine. And I think that's crazy. Well, it's not fine, he gets eaten, but like, I just wouldn't have done that is what I mean. But I guess Colin would have, because Colin fucking goes in and gets killed by Jennifer. It's like, would Colin really just enter a house through a broken wall? I wouldn't. That's my note on that. Why does Amanda all of a sudden see Colin's murder? Yeah, this part's weird and I don't fully understand it because it's happening. She's eating him and stuff, and then they're cutting back to Amanda Seyfried having sex with her boyfriend, and the word hopeless is said by Jennifer, and then she says hopeless like she's like in shock and she's hearing this or seeing this or something, but it's not explained how she sees it or if she actually did see it or then why is she reacting like this. It's not explained. I would have liked it to be. Megan Fox should have given a fake name when the lead singer asks her what it is for the ritual, because they're killing her and they're like saying the ritual verbatim from the book, and they're like, okay, so we're gonna kill this person and we're gonna say your name, but then they're like, okay, well, what's your name? So they can say it in the satanic ritual. But then she just gives her real name. I would have been like, my name's Sally McGillicuddy, so that maybe the ritual has less chance to work. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but that's what I would do. I would give a fake name. How is Amit? Okay, first let's talk about Amit. Amit doesn't have any lines. He's the foreign exchange student, and he gets seemingly killed in the beginning. But the only real thing that he's in the movie for is one, for them to talk about maybe having sex with him. Megan's like, I want to fuck a sea cucumber because he might have a circumcised dick or something like that. And then we see him get crushed by a big beam because remember the bar is burning down, and it's like fuck, they did Amit dirty, but it turns out he didn't die there. He lived only so that Megan Fox can find him later and kill him. So they sort of did Amit dirty, but how is he alive? Is my note. It's like it doesn't make sense. He would have been crushed. Megan doesn't answer when Chip asks why she wants him to say she's better than Needy. Okay, so there's a point in the movie where Needy sort of breaks up, which is the classic break up with him because we want to protect everybody. But Needy's at the dance and they're like at a tree about to do it, and Megan, this is a sort of theme where she's like trying to upstage Needy throughout the film. So she's trying to get with her boyfriend, I think, is part of it. And she wants him to say she's better than Needy. And she's like, why? Or he asks, like, why do you want to know that? And I wanted to see more of the dialogue. I want to see more of that conversation. I want to know why Chip asked her that. I want to know why Jennifer asked him that. You know what I'm saying? I wanted a little bit more depth into the conversation. But I have a few more notes on this. Wouldn't Jennifer expect Needy to be attacking her? I'm like, what do I mean by that? Oh yeah, okay. So when they're, I gotta put my phone to low battery mode. But when they're about to fight, it's like she's surprised when Needy attacks her. It's like, wouldn't you expect, like, you're killing her boyfriend? Like, obviously you're mad. Like, obviously she's gonna be mad about it. So that's kind of silly, but maybe that's sort of trying to be funny, but it wasn't that funny. I was just sort of like, why? Just stab her. Don't talk. Yes. There's quite a few moments where Amanda could get that stab in because you're supposed to kill them through the heart, and she just doesn't. Well, she does eventually, but like so many opportunities that were missed that she could have killed her. Really wasted some opportunities for stabbing. Really did. But that leads to the end stab, which is pretty funny. She gets stabbed, and it's like she's like, my tit, but it's where her heart is. But it's a good line. I can't lie. I laughed at that. My tit. But why did the BFF locket coming off result in Megan Fox falling down? So the climax is Megan Fox is levitating because magic demon powers, and she's in the air holding Needy. But then Needy gets their BFF locket off of her neck, and then she like falls down as if it drains her powers or something. Then she's able to stab her. But that's not explained. Like, what? Why is that have power over her? I don't get it. But it doesn't kill her. It just like gets her down so she can get stabbed. So it doesn't make sense to me, but it is what it is. The Lauren story is fun, and so is the ending. I'm not going to ruin the ending, but I like, the demon lore is good in this. I like that aspect of it. The ending is pretty fun overall. I don't want to ruin it too much, more than I already have, but it was pretty fun. And they end in a good fashion because the whole time you're like, I hope that band gets their comeuppance. Don't worry. In the end credits, we see that Amanda Seyfried goes and fucks them up. So that's cool. And one of the last things you see is a low shoulder sign on the highway. And it says low shoulder, like the band name and like the road sign. So I quite like that. It was a good ending for sure. And that's my last note. So now it's time to rate this movie and it's time to end the stream. So Jennifer's Body from 2009. I liked this movie. Like, it was not the best. Like, there's some things that I would have changed and just didn't make sense. But I think you can look past that and just turn off your brain, laugh at the silly dialogue, enjoy the gore, enjoy how gorgeous Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried. I'm honestly maybe more on the Amanda Seyfried team, but to each their own. It's a fun sort of goofy horror comedy, and it's not the worst. I was laughing a decent amount. I'm gonna give it solid 7. I think honestly 7, not 7 point anything, just 7. 7 out of 10 dogs. Jennifer's Body. I think it's underrated, cause it had like 5.4 on IMDb and like 43 or 36 or something like that on Rotten Tomatoes. Not fair. Jennifer's Body, 7 out of 10 dogs.